Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Haikal Afifi Binachi, S66574, Bachelor of Applied Sciences Biodiversity Conservation and Management. Today I would like to present my topic research for the animal behavior course BDY4033, which is mating behavior of alpaca species Huacaya alpaca, based on the different time recorded, which is during noon, afternoon around 12 p.m. and late afternoon around 5 or 4 p.m. like that. So let's go. Alpaca or species name Huacaya alpaca is the two main breeds of alpaca, which is first from the Huacaya suri and secondly from Huacaya alpaca. Huacaya alpaca are known for the soft, fluffy, and crimped fleece, which resemble a teddy bear's coat. This is the most common breed, can be found making up 90% of the population worldwide. So alpaca are native to the high altitude of the Andes Mountain in South America, particularly in Peru, Bolivia, and Chile. Today, Huachaya also widely raised in the other part of world, including North America, Europe, Australia, and New Zealand. So they come in a wide variety of natural color and known for their gentle and friendly temperament. They are popular as companion animal also and well suited for hobby farm. So why I choose mating? Because alpaca are not native in Malaysia and there are no study of alpaca behavior in Malaysia. And also hard to watch their mating in face to face. So we want to see is it mating behavior is affected for Huacai alpaca by temperature and climate in Malaysia or not. So my objective for this project is to determine the effect of the time difference on alpaca mating activity. For the methodology, I will use two type of sampling, which is scan sampling and focus sampling. First, we have scan sampling. All behavior of alpaca will recorded with 10 minutes interval for 5 minutes of noon and 5 minutes of late evening video to produce a histogram. And focal sampling, time span of mating attempts for male and female alpaca recorded for 5 minutes noon and 5 minutes late evening, recording with 10-second time interval. So the two alpacas of different sexes, female and male, are placed in the same enclosure for noon to late afternoon to distinguish the activity patterns during mating between two time periods. For the experimental, the equipment used to record their activity is just a smartphone and monopod stand. The time taken for each activity will be counted through the completed recording. And let's go to the experimental. So for the experimental design, the experiment was carried out according to the procedure or setting experiment. Firstly, find the best spot to observe these two alpacas, which is female and female. Secondly, the camera set with 4K resolution quality with 24 mm lens and FPS 29.97. Next, video recorded for 5 minutes for the first session, which is afternoon, and 5 minutes for the second session, which is late afternoon. And lastly, the time spent activity is calculated based on the video that has been taken. So this project was carried out on Sunday, 22 December 2024 at Taman Tamadun Islam Mini Zoo. This is the first recorded video taken at around 12 noon, showing these two alpaca mating in the same enclosure. Each scan and focal sampling will be recorded 3 times to obtain average reading for frequency and time span of male and female alpacas. Also, each video is observed for 1 minute per 1 minute with a gap interval of 10 seconds to produce and record accurate data. And next, this is the second recorded video taken at around 5 or 4 late evening, showing these two alpacas together in the closure. And this is the result of scan sampling that data obtained based on the noon version recording. As we can see, the alpaca activity are various and very active and at this time with many behavior recorded. For female we have 6 behavior recorded and male 4 behavior recorded. However, Based on the data collection behavior of both alpacas in the late evening, we can see the less activity pattern has been recorded according to the data. For male, we only see three behavior, and male only three behavior. So for the data collection, focal sampling, this is the result of the scan sampling data obtained based on the non-vision recording. Based on the data table, alpaca activity is active at this time, and based on the frequency and the time spent by male and female alpacas being in this data recorded. So for the behavior of the male, we can see mounting and locomotion, and for the female behavior, we can see receptivity, no receptivity, and locomotion. For the mounting, the definition for the mounting here is the male on the female from behind while she is in the cushion or prone position. Receptivity here means the cushion sitting position to allow the male to mate, and non receptivity is to reject the male by spitting, vocalizing, or moving away. And this is the data collection for the late afternoon. The the data show at the late afternoon for this focal sampling of these two alpacas show less frequency even though high time spent. As we can see, the male behavior only do locomotion here, even though uh, it has a high frequency and time spent, but it only do one type of behavior. And for the female, we can only see three type of behavior, which is sentry, locomotion, and sleep. And the frequency is too low, and the time span of minute are various, but more dominant to the sentry. And based on these two type data obtained, two different type of analysis will be conducted to produce two different graph. First, we will calculate the data from focal sampling to produce mean activity pattern values. First, we have the mean equation. The equation will be sum in bracket f time x. F will be frequency and x will be time of span, and the duration of time. Uh, then let's move to the graph result for first interpretation based on this calculation. First, we have mean activity of male and female alpaca here. The mean activity pattern shows a scattered pattern that increases from noon until late afternoon. The scat graph show a lower mean activity during the afternoon due to the variation in behavior, and the time frequency that occurs is intermittent for each behavior performed for both alpacas, even though more behavior are recorded. This shows that the activity of the alpaca is much higher at noon. But we can see the mean activity for male and female alpacas is increased in the late evening due to the time spent, and the frequency was high, but was high for each behavior. But the number of behavior performed was very small compared to the number of behavior at noon, even though the time spent performed was less compared to the late evening. This shows that the rate of alpaca activity has decreased eventually in the late afternoon when compared to the afternoon. Next, we go to the second graph. So to understand well, we show a simpler but easier graph. We will use a peak activeness mode by plotting frequency against time for male and female alpaca. Based on the graph that has been generated, the bar graph for male and female alpaca is higher at noon compared to late evening. This is very easily show that alpaca activity tends to be higher at noon than in the in the late afternoon, based on the result of the plot created. So for the discussion here, the results show a clear variation in mating behavior between the two time periods, highlighting that time of day influence alpaca activeness during mating. For example, if the late afternoon show low mating activity, this could be attributed to environmental factors. Maybe it is because their biological clock, which is primarily regulated by light exposure, that is programmed to be most active during daylight hour, they naturally wind down, and prepare for sleep as the sun sets and darkness approaches. This is an important adaptation to their daytime lifestyle, which allow them to be active as possible while avoiding natural predators. This finding also underscored the importance of external conditions like temperature, light level, and that is important in shaping mating behavior for two different types sexes of alpaca. So, in conclusion, the activeness of mating behavior based on this experiment uh, is peak during noontime. However, this result may be influenced by several factors. First of all, as we can say that the recent factor, which is environmental condition. Secondly, hormonal cycle for male and female alpacas. And thirdly, for meteorological influence. And that is all from me. And thank you for listening through the end. Thank you very much.